President Obama is focusing this morning on the next step after last week's violence in Ferguson, Missouri. He meets today with young civil rights leaders and with law enforcement officials. They'll discuss how to bridge the gap between communities of color and the police.
The officer who shot and killed 18-year-old Michael Brown quit his job over the weekend. That didn't stop the anger, including this protest at Sunday's St. Louis Rams game. And these players' actions upset the St. Louis police. Vladimir Duthiers is in Ferguson. He spoke this weekend with the officer's lawyer. Vlad, good morning.
Good morning. After less than 3 years on the force, Officer Darren Wilson has resigned from the Ferguson Police Department effective immediately. He will receive no severance package, benefits, or pension.
Officer Wilson is no longer an employee with the city of Ferguson.
Ending nearly a week of negotiations, Officer Darren Wilson resigned from the Ferguson Police Department, citing threats against fellow officers as his motivation. Neil Bruntrager is Wilson's attorney.
They had gotten some intelligence that suggested that there were going to be some targets at the Ferguson Police Department. And the minute that he said that, he also indicated that he thought his resignation might help alleviate some of those threats.
When you say targets, what do you mean?
They had some intel that suggested that there was going to be some action of a violent nature.
In his letter to officials, Wilson stated he would have liked to stay on the force, but the safety of other police officers and the community are of paramount importance to me. It is my hope that my resignation will allow the community to heal.
We got to fight back!
But emotions here in Ferguson are still raw. A small but vocal group continue to gather outside Ferguson's police department. Prior to Sunday's football game in St. Louis, 5 Rams players came out onto the field with their arms raised, a show of support for the hands up, don't shoot movement. The gesture drew a strong reaction from the St. Louis Police Officers Association. In a statement, they said they were profoundly disappointed with the players' decision to engage in a display that police officers around the nation found tasteless, offensive, and inflammatory.
We arrested the person in the street. We're not in the street.
Outside of the stadium, demonstrators chanted and blocked traffic. 6 were arrested. Bruntrager says Wilson hopes he can move forward.
What does he plan on doing now? What's next for him?
Going forward, I think he wants to translate as much of this event as he can into a teachable moment. And I think he wants to share with people the lessons that he has learned from Ferguson, and I hope he does.
Now, after that football game, the Rams players at a press conference said that they were trying to send a positive message to the citizens of Ferguson. They want them to keep marching on, marching forward. As for Darren Wilson, he's no longer employed with the Ferguson Police Department, but his wife is, and they both have a baby on the way. Now, the fact that Wilson is unemployed means that there have been a lot of people who have been engaged in an online, vigorous fundraising campaign to help the couple out. Nora?
All right, Vlad, thank you so much.